Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brandy. I'm a spiritual transformation and manifestation coach. I'm here to help you spiritually transform your life to a life of soft living and divine feminine energy. And I'm going to talk to you, this is actually the second video I made today, but today I'm going to be talking to you about how you can spiritually transform your life in order to live a more full, divine, feminine, connected life, right? So a little bit about me and my spiritual transformation. I started my journey in 2016 before I was, I grew up a Christian, and I started to ask myself, why is it that I feel like something is missing in my life? That was my question. I was constantly looking for relationships to complete me and make me whole. I was constantly people pleasing and feeling like I had to give so much of myself, and most times I got nothing in return. And so I want to talk to you all about, in this segment, about how I was able to start that process to spiritually transform out of the nice girl pleasing, the world is happening and life is happening to me, into a life of transformation and fully supported by God's source, creator, universe, to live a divine feminine life. So I had, again, asked that question, why is it that I am missing something? And so what I ended up doing was, it was so funny. When you ask that question, you will get an answer, hands down. And I didn't realize right away, but what happened was I was sitting with a friend in a cafe, and, you know, she was going through some things, and I'm always like the friend who's like, oh, like, let me try and fix the thing, right? Always trying. I'm also a Cancer rising and Aquarius sun, so we always want to try and fix a problem, right? That's why I'm a nurse, right? But so I was looking for some reason, I said, well, what about hypnotherapy? Which I had no experience of hypnotherapy. I didn't know anything about it, honestly, except you could use it to, you know, overcome certain habits and everything. And so I was looking, and I found this hypnotherapist who was a spiritual teacher. She wasn't interested, because one thing that you should know is that sometimes what you're trying to fix in another person actually is what you need to be fixing in yourself, right? And I'm also INFJ, and a lot of times we have these high standards for ourselves and others, and so we're always striving for perfectionism and trying to just make things right too. So anyway, long story short, I ended up seeing that spiritual teacher, and which really prompted me to do some inner work that I had never imagined I would ever do. It was really strange coming from a religious background of Christianity and then going to a more spiritually aligned sort of life, and asking myself, well, what do you want, right? Literally, one of the first sessions was, well, we know that you love everyone else, what about you? And I just started crying, and that really led me on this journey of self-discovery, of self-love, right? Because I asked the question, the support came, the guidance came, right? So the number one thing is just surrender, right? I didn't even realize, honestly, that I was surrendering. But I remember being like, oh, I don't know if I see this spiritual teacher, she's not a Christian. But I remember literally getting down on my knees, crying, and being like, God, I don't want you to be mad at me. Because remember, I thought that God was like this controlling man in the sky. And so that would be upset with me if I saw this healer. And I remember just crying out and just saying like, hey, I want to see her. I feel like I just need to. And so for some reason I ended up, you know, booking the appointment. But literally knowing that you're supported during your spiritual transformation, even the fact that you're watching this video tells me that this is a prompt from God's source, universe, creator, for you to start changing your life, start transforming your life, right? And so I ended up doing that and seeing her, and then I ended up just really going through, I went on trips, spiritual transformation trips. I ended up uncovering, you know, years of childhood abuse. Of course, that may not be the same for you. And then starting to realize that I was walking around in a mask. And many women, especially women of color, especially Black women, we are literally walking around in masks, and we're covering up with hard work, right? We're covering it up with these relationships that we pour our hearts out into, that we give and give and we give to constantly, often with nothing in return, right? And it's a transactional relationships. We don't know how to receive, right? And so I had to really do a surgery. I talked about this in another video that I made. Spiritual transformation is literally a surgery. It's really not pretty. It's not what you think in terms of, well, you may not think. You may think that it's pretty and it's just lighting some candles and chanting a few mantras. But it's really not. There can be times where you're just crying and shedding. Like, your body, when you're going through a spiritual transformation, it is literally like the butterfly. And I remember during a particularly hard time in my life, seeing this huge fat caterpillar. And I said, it was green. I've never seen anything like that. I said, oh, that was for me. It was incredible, like seeing the signs from the universe, God, source, creator, that transformation is happening, right? And then all of a sudden now I see butterflies everywhere, because I've gone through that journey of spiritual transformation, right? And being stuck and feeling so low and feeling so unsupported and constantly wanting, just wanting to be loved on a really deep level. And so when it comes to spiritual transformation, I want you to know that you are definitely not alone. Even you clicking on this video lets me know, again, that you are grounded, you are rooted in what you need, and you have the seed that you need to start your spiritual transformation. And all you have to do is plant it. A lot of times we have the tools that we need. We don't even realize it. We have the tools that we need in order to change, right? Like, I'm struggling, I'm burnt out, I don't know what to do, right? And I work with high earning Black and brown women. And one of the common themes is just like, well, I don't know what else to do. This is what I was taught to do, right? Yeah, it's because you were conditioned, your neural pathways, right? I've talked about this before. Your neural pathways are conditioned for hard work and for you to just see the people that need help, and not to see that it's you that actually needs to be supported and guided, and you need the help. So you may even want to change, but there is something in you that is resistant, and that is your neural pathways, right? That's why you end up going back to that bad relationships. That's why you end up going back to that job that's really hard, right? Trust me, I know, being a nurse, a registered nurse, I had this sort of addiction to hard work and the struggle life. And so it can be extremely tough on you. But you have to literally, when they say like it takes 21 days to break a habit, literally, okay, that's what they mean. That's what they mean. Literally, it takes 21 days to break a habit because your neural pathways in your brain are used to this path. Imagine being in a road and you have these two pathways, more like country roads kind of, or you know what I mean? Or if you're in a jungle, I just rode in the jungle for the first time on an electric bike, but there's different paths. People have been walking those paths for so long, right? That in order to get a new path, you'll have to keep walking it. People have to continue to walk over those paths in order to form a new path if you wanted one, right? So it takes consistency, it takes work, it takes assistance, right? In order for you to do so. And so I just want to encourage you that your spiritual transformation has begun already and you are on the road to change. And I just want to let you know that you're loved and you're supported. And I also want you to know that if you follow the breadcrumbs, if you felt like, for me, it was like a question. Why do I feel so unfulfilled? There's something missing, right? There's something. I have a job. I have this. Church, whatever. There's something missing, right? And so following those breadcrumbs and then be like, okay, tell me what's next. That is your next step, all right? That's what you need to do moving forward, all right? So let me know. I want you to drop a purple heart in the comments below and let me know if this resonated with you. Let me know if you have started to already follow the breadcrumbs of your heart and soul and what you feel like you need moving forward. And also, if you have any questions, I want you to put them down below. Please like this video and subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye.